So welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. My name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today, and please don't forget that the meeting is being recorded and it will be uploaded to the Metal3 community's YouTube channel. And as always, let's start with the introductions. If you are new to the meeting, please introduce yourself. Okay, if there is nobody who would like to introduce or do some introduction, then let's start with the first agenda point. This is something that Anwar asked me to show to the community. This is a proposal from him to related to this provider ID, and this is just like a quick mention of this thing. Please, if you have time, read the proposal and help Anwar better formulate this new provider ID feature. You can read more about it here. Anwar is not here in the meeting, so we cannot discuss with him directly, but maybe next week or you can actually just discuss it here on the proposals page. And he also mentioned it in the bare metal Kubernetes community on Slack, so you can start discussing it there also. The other thing is also from me. It's like public service announcements. You probably have had issues with the CI since maybe from Friday. That's related to multiple things. Now the Metal3 community has a bit of different CI setup than before. So previously, these jobs were running under a view that was called Airship, and in the name there were mentions of the Airship team. Now, because of past changes, the team is like the whole naming convention has changed. The EST team has decided that it is better if we signal to everybody that it is the Metal3 community and it is like the Metal3 development team. So now the view in Jenkins, in the Nordics, Jenkins has changed a bit. So it's the daily jobs are under this Metal3 main, and the test jobs that you can trigger from the PRs can be seen under this Metal3 view. And also in every job name, the Airship string has been removed, and everywhere you can see just Metal3. It shortened the names also a bit. So as a result of this work, there were some downtime because we had to change a lot of credentials, both in the Jenkins credential storage, and there was a lot of change in the different pipelines and build scripts and test scripts and whatnot. So that was one thing. And the other thing is something that we are facing right now, or at least we have faced until yesterday, is that in certain CentOS jobs, you might have seen problems with like CentOS-based integration tests and so on. That is related to our newest CentOS host images. So basically, the images that we use to build the target clusters and test the Metal3 functionality on those. And we are not quite sure yet what's the root cause, but for now we or actually Furkat have reverted the or like downgraded the version of the current Kubernetes used in the tests, and that includes this version is actually tied to the image name and the image versioning that we are using. So with this, we use an older image with an older Kubernetes, and that is now working. It is not necessarily a Kubernetes related problem. It is more likely related to changes in the CentOS 8 stream image packages. So that's one thing that we are now looking into. But let's see. So that's basically it. So for now it looks more or less okay, but it's not the final solution. And I hope that we can come up with like a permanent solution soon. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention this. And the next one is from Leonard, so please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So we got a question about, yeah, great, you have it up there. That what would be the impact of changing this setting to false? Basically, how was it? There was some old hardware that did not support some cipher suit, and yeah, because of some things, changing this one would mean that Ironic would handle the retry loop instead, and that could make things work. But we are basically wondering what other impact could this have, and like, is it a good idea to change or not?
We really need to chat with Yuri about this.
Sorry?
I should probably chat with Yuri about this.
Okay,
he's
yeah.
most familiar with this code. If he doesn't respond on Slack, maybe IRC would be a bit better.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and there is the thread on Slack, so I'm happy to take responses there also. Just thought I would bring it up in case someone knows here. But then maybe let's wait for Yuri on Slack, or if you can reach out to him. Yeah, then we can move on here.
Yeah, I simply don't know how often he looks at his Slack. I know he's always on IRC after, like he's in Brazil, so wherever should be already online.
Okay, great. I can see, maybe I can find him on IRC also. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there something else related to this, Leonard? Or
I don't think so.
okay. Okay, one thing, just because we have still a lot of time, related to the CI, that now there are these big changes are happening in the CI. I did not forget about I think I promised it to Ricardo that, and he discussed with Feruz also that we will implement this test command for the ironic image, where you can actually test like the source-based build on like a custom, like on a request, on a pull request. So that will come. We just needed to like fix the CI because it was quite unstable lately, but that will come soon. And there was one thing that I wanted to ask the community. Only 9 of us are here, but I probably will bring it up next time. It's a very new thing. So what would be your opinion about having a weekly security meeting? We can decide about the details later, and it is just an idea. We just discussed it today in the EST team. But would there be interest? That would be similar, probably not like public, because there are secretive things to discuss. But how do you see it? Would you be interested in that?
Are there really things to talk about on a weekly basis?
There would be, in a sense that that would be not just like in itself, not just a meeting, but there might be actually things that we would like to see related to the security, and it might be not weekly at the beginning, but it can be bi-weekly. But the thing is that what we were discussing is that right now the ironic images and CAPM3 images and things like that are uploaded to Quay, and there is some security scanning in Quay, but there was some interest in our team that we could a bit how to say, improve on security with additional scanning related to the source code, with designating people who could be security contacts for the wide world. So as many open source projects do. So questions like this, and of course, like kind of a report about what the different security scanners have found. So it can be weekly, bi-weekly, but in general about the security topic and improvements related to that.
Yeah, sorry, Adam, just to understand better, what would be the scope? Because you mentioned scanning images, you mentioned the code. There could be different levels of security appliance, just to identify better the scope.
Yes. So yes, I was mentioning broad, wide things, and exactly that's the point. So everything from, like, at the moment we don't really have that much of in terms of this sort of scanners and so on, but that would be exactly the idea of this meeting, to discuss that how can we improve on security, and from the source code through the contact person, through the deliverable like OCI or container images, everything is in the scope, and that's why I'm asking you. So right now there is nothing to do, there is no things to do, but in the future we were discussing that if we want to improve on things, like security things, be it a new scanner, be it just providing contact persons or anything, that cannot be done obviously only by the EST team, because we are a community. So from the beginning, and I really like to like involve everybody who are interested, and that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just as a question, maybe you could know better than me. Is there any CNCF guidelines on this topic, as far as you know, or it's something?
Yes, there are requirements and guidelines and these are different for the different states of a project. So at the moment we are in sandbox, but for example, if we want to like move forward to an incubation phase, I'm just talking about another like the MetaCube project as a whole, then for example, we need to provide contact persons and we need to present a working way of how we handle security issues or requests. So we have to have like a working, like a ways of working related to handling security problems or reports or just providing contact persons. So yes, there is actually requirement for this from the CNCF, as I understand.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you don't need to decide anything or do anything at the moment, but if you are interested, just please ping me on the bare metal Slack or just write me in the Kubernetes Slack group like a private message. I just really want to know that who would be interested. So and if there are like some interest, then I would bring up that like we could start planning on the agenda points for such a meeting and for the scope. Yeah.
Well, if it does happen, it'd be interesting to be part of it.
Okay, great. So
yeah.
And then of course that could include things in the future like a mailing list for those people who are interested and well, like maintainers, and that would be like a secure way to discuss it outside of the public mailing list and so on. So bunch of these procedures could be built, and I think it's important that we build it together. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thanks for raising it, Adam. It was definitely an interesting topic.
And of course, now that we are at the end of the meeting, if you have suggestions or problems and or any like requests, questions, or you want to just recommend some improvements related to the meeting, then please mention it. In the meantime, I will just note down these things. Okay, so if there is nothing else and nobody wants to bring up anything, then we can go, but I will just wait until. Yeah, okay, Dimitri has wrote this. Okay, we can discuss it. We can continue the discussion on the Slack also. And I'm very happy that you want to be part of. So I thank you, all of you, for your time, and we will meet next week, and let's continue this security-related discussion in the bare metal chat. Yeah. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.